there's more of Norm MacDonald that people don't understand. Good for him, and too bad for him. Just watching something that popped up about Norm MacDonald, and people were telling stories about Norm MacDonald. And there's the one story, a guy says, yeah, they're all out there. They're like 3 people, and then he's the headliner. Norm is. They're doing stand-up out in the venue somewhere. And all the while, these other 3 people or something are standing around. They're practicing their bits. They're practicing their bits before the show. They've been, on the road and all this stuff. And because they only have so much time. And so they get there, and the show's about to open up. And Norm says, hey, he says, how about I go out and I do a little bit just to warm up the crowd, and they're like, yeah, sounds great. So he goes out there, and I know I'm telling somebody else's story, but it's all important. He goes out and he does all of those people's jokes standing out there before they ever had a chance to come out. They don't have any other material. They've got it fucking piled down to this. They're new. They're fresh, Like, that's probably the problem with most comedy these days is people have to wait until they're fucking 80 to even be funny because it takes you that long to have an experience in life. Maybe what the comedians need to do is just fucking join the French Foreign Legion, go out and see the world, They wouldn't only have fucking 5 minutes of humor. There are all kinds of stories to tell. So he goes out and tells all their fucking stories, and they've got nothing. They go out there and they try to do crowd humor when the show starts, and they're just trying to fucking make shit up. Why? Because they're not really funny. They're not really comedians. A comedian doesn't need a line. All a comedian needs is a situation. And every step a comedian takes into the future is stepping into another situation. If all you've got is fart jokes, why is it that men fart in their sleeps? It's because, if there's somebody breaking into the house and they're coming down the hall and they're gonna fucking kill everybody, and they hear brrrr, and this reek comes out of the fucking room, the guy says, that's a big animal. Then he sneaks back out. There are so few people that understand how many times their lives have been saved by insane fucking burgling fucking homicidal maniacs because of a fart. So, yeah, you can make anything up. So each of those 3 people went out before him and they flopped. There was nothing. They had nothing. And then here comes Norm. He's got 3 hours of shit. He didn't even waste any of his on the crowd in the opening. He wasted all of theirs on it. And he goes out and he's a great success. That's the way they see it. They're like, and they see the joke. They're like, he was fucking with us. What they don't see is that he was about to make them great. They didn't have the guts to tell their story anymore after Norm had done stand-up with their material. He didn't just say, this guy's going to talk about that or anything like that. He did stand-up and they said it was funny. The crowd loved him. And what they could have done, this is the part where people still don't understand Norm. They could have gone out and done their bits just the way they had them planned. And with all 3 of them doing the same jokes that these people had already seen in their own word, it would have been a fantastic thing. And Norm comes out in the end and does his thing, never says a thing about it. It would have been a fantastic, what they call a phenomenon. But the other people, most of these things I hear people say about Norm and they just don't get. They feel like they're so smart and everybody agrees with them because it sounds reasonable, but they're missing the bottom line. Norm was making a joke on it all. He could have made them famous. He had orchestrated an improvisational symphony, like an opera. The people would have loved it. And instead, these people didn't have the guts to do their material. They didn't see the joke. It's a sad thing. And it's a wonderful thing. Norm went to his grave having pulled that joke, and he thought it was funny. But the sad thing is that nobody understood it. And maybe that's the best thing of all, going away with a total misunderstanding.